What is coding in accounting, and why do we need it? Let's start with a simple idea. Imagine you walk into a big library. There are thousands of books. If the books didn't have labels, numbers, or codes, how would you find the one you're looking for? It would take you hours. Now think about a business. A business, even a small one, deals with hundreds or even thousands of records. Customers, suppliers, employees, sales, products, and so much more. If we don't organize this information properly, things can get messy and confusing very quickly. This is where coding comes in. In accounting, coding means giving each account a special and unique number or code, like an ID card, so that we can identify it quickly and accurately. These codes can be numbers, letters, or a mix of both. They help the business stay organized and avoid errors when recording transactions. So, in simple words, coding is a way of organizing information using short, clear codes instead of long names or descriptions. Why is it so important to have unique codes? Let me give you a real-world example. Imagine your business has two customers named John Smith. Yes, they have the same name. If you are not using unique codes, how would you know which one bought a product or made a payment? It could easily cause a big mistake. But if one John Smith has the code C101 and the other John Smith has the code C102, then there's no confusion. You can clearly tell who is who. That's the power of unique codes. They help you post transactions to the correct account, avoid making costly errors, quickly find and manage records, and keep everything clean and organized, whether the system is manual or computerized. Imagine trying to type full names or product descriptions over and over again. It takes a lot of time, and sometimes people make spelling mistakes. But if you just use a short code like EMP01 for an employee or I205 for a product, it's faster and easier. That's why codes are so helpful. Real-life examples of codes used in accounting systems. Now you might be wondering, what kind of codes are we talking about? Let's look at some real examples that every business uses. Customer account numbers. Each customer is given a code like C001, C002, C003, and so on. This helps identify their transactions quickly. Supplier account numbers. These are codes for people or companies who supply goods to the business. For example, S010 might be the code for a paper supplier. General ledger account numbers. These are codes for different categories in the accounting system, like one code for rent, another code for electricity, and another one for salaries. Employee reference numbers. Every staff member in a business has a code to track things like their salary, tax, and work records. Inventory item codes. Each item in the store or warehouse has a code to help track stock, pricing, and movement. So if you sell pens, notebooks, and staplers, each item will have its own code. These are called internal codes. That means the business creates them and uses them inside the company. There are also external codes. These are codes created by other organizations, like banks. For example, your bank account number, your bank sort code used to identify your bank and branch. These codes are also important when your business sends or receives money. What are the benefits of using codes in accounting? Let's talk about the amazing benefits of coding. First, codes help keep your records accurate. You know exactly where the money is going and where it's coming from. There's no confusion. Second, codes help you work faster. Typing a short code takes seconds. Typing a long name or description takes longer and increases the chance of mistakes. Third, coding helps you save storage space, especially in computer systems. Computers love data that is short and simple. Instead of storing full descriptions again and again, the system only stores and uses the codes. Fourth, coding gives you clarity. Everyone in the business knows what each code means. This makes teamwork easier and avoids misunderstandings. And finally, as your business grows, you will have more and more customers, more suppliers, more products, more everything. Without coding, managing this information would be almost impossible. In short, coding is not just useful, it is essential for every business that wants to be organized and professional. How does a business create a coding system? Here's a smart question. Who decides these codes? The answer is, the business creates its own coding system based on what works best for them. This system must be logical, easy to understand, and consistent. Let me show you a simple example of how a business might design its codes. All customer accounts start with the letter C. So, if the first customer is C01, the second is C002. All supplier accounts start with EST. So, your printing supplier might be S05. All employees start with EMP, like EMP01, EMP02, EMP03. All inventory items could start with I, like I100 for pens, I101 for notebooks. This way, just by looking at the code, you can guess what type of account it belongs to, and that makes life a lot easier. Let's summarize everything we learned today. You've done great so far. Let's bring everything together. In accounting, we use codes to organize and identify information quickly. Every account gets a unique code, like a fingerprint, so there's no confusion between similar names. We use coding for customers, suppliers, employees, products, and more. There are two kinds of codes: internal codes, created by the business; external codes, like bank account numbers and sort codes. Coding saves time, reduces errors, improves clarity, and helps computers run more efficiently. A good coding system is logical, consistent, and easy to understand. Let's test your understanding. Mini quiz time. Here are a few quick questions to think about. Try answering them in your head. 1. Why do businesses give each account a unique code? 2. What might happen if two employees or customers have the same name and no code? 3. Can you give an example of an internal code and an external code? Take a moment, and if you answered those correctly, great job. Wrapping up. That's the end of today's lecture on methods of coding data. I hope this helped you understand how important coding is in accounting and how it makes business operations smoother, faster, and more organized. Don't forget to review your notes, and if you have questions, write them in the comments. In our next lesson, we'll continue building your accounting knowledge step by step. Thanks for joining me today, and remember, learning accounting is like learning a new language, one small step at a time. You've got this.